In today's episode, I'll be showing you everything that's good about Scotland. From lowlands to highlands, waterfalls, sunshine, rain, whiskey, and not forgetting the ancient, mysterious ruins. Good morning everyone, welcome to another day here in the Orkney Islands. This is Kirkwall's main street this morning, and as you can see it's a stark contrast from what we had here in the previous episode. We had some thunder and lightning this morning to wake up to, it was unbelievable. But this morning we're actually leaving the island Orkney, we're leaving the Orkney Isles and we're travelling back across to the Scottish mainland, and we've got another adventure for this episode. We're going to be visiting some amazing places today. The adventure does not end as we leave Orkney. There's so many places that we can visit in Scotland, whether it is on these amazing islands. I've had such a great time here. I want to come back again soon and see them all. There's 70 islands around here. You know what, that's the beauty of doing these tours with Rabbies, because it gives you a really amazing taster of places like Orkney, and then you can, you know, make up your mind whether you want to come back or go and visit other places. So we're off back to the mainland today and another Highland adventure. So thank you very much for joining in. It's great to have you here. This is more like it. Normal service has been resumed in Scotland, and our Orkney adventure isn't quite over yet. Before we get the ferry, we have stopped on top of a hill where, as you can see, the fog and wind has rolled in. You're probably hearing the wind on the microphone right now. Oh, it's a bit damp here as well. After that amazing sunny day we had yesterday, it absolutely poured torrentially last night. And early this morning we woke up, awoken by the claps of thunder, like Viking gods or something banging the drums. And we're walking over a moor now. As you can see behind me, the fog is pretty thick. You can't see very far, probably about 30 metres visibility. But we're going to another Neolithic tomb, I think, or a cairn, just over the other side of the hill there. This is a bit more adventurous than what we've been used to before. So yeah, the Orkney adventure doesn't end yet. Not quite. Alright, emission aborted. The weather has really closed in here on this hill, big time. Got a fog bank coming in, it's pouring the rain. We know when to give up while we're ahead, so rather than walking all the way to that cairn, which would have taken another 15 minutes, we're getting back to the bus. This is wild, and this is Scotland for you. Tell you what, it's a much bumpier crossing over the Pentland Firth today than it was coming over to Orkney. Absolutely love it. You can hear all the car alarms there behind me going off. Having crossed the Pentland Firth, we are heading west along the now famous NC 500 route towards Ullapool. Alright guys, our trip has now entered a kind of new phase. We got off the ferry near John O'Groats, and we have been driving directly west for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you might remember a couple of months ago I did a series on the NC 500 route. We're now back on the NC 500 and we're going to be pretty much going around the entire NC 500 route that I did before, which is pretty cool. I'm getting to do it again. Awesome, awesome driving route. It's kind of nice this time that I'm not driving, although I do like driving. So we're now at a place called Tongue, which is in the very far northwest of Scotland. And just before we start heading down the west coast, we're going to be going into the Smoo Cave, that beautiful famous cave on the NC 500. I think it's like one of the must-stop spots along this stretch of coast, and thankfully it is part of the Rabbies tour, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully this rain goes away. It's a kind of like a warm, summery, thundery rain. So you might remember the last time we came here to the Smoo Cave on the NC 500 series, there was no water in the river whatsoever. It had run dry, but there has been a lot of rain here recently, thankfully. So, although I'm covering the same cave twice in a very short period of time, this time it will be different. We've got a cracking amount of water coming through the hole. Ah, it's all wet. Woo! Yes. Oh, that's some amount of water coming through there. Oh my god, this time in the Smoo Cave you can feel the air rushing past as that waterfall bounces in here. That is amazing. Wow. I'm all soaking wet now though. Oh, I'm getting out of here. I'm soaked. That was worth it though. That was really, really cool to see. Smoo Cave, what a place. For the second time. Now apparently Tekka's telling me that the water is not that cold, so let me put that to the test. Oh, it's actually not. It's quite nice actually. So that was the Smoo Cave, here for a second time in about 2 or 3 months. You obviously would have seen it from the NC 500 tour that I did, but now with Rabbies on this Orkney trip, you know what, it's just so worth coming to see it any single time you're passing here. Such a beautiful atmospheric cave. The colours change every single time you're here, I think. Both times I've been here, they've been so different. Just depends on how the light's shining and how the water's reflecting. I think that was pretty much our last stop on this journey. We're going to head over to Ullapool now, the town, which is still a good couple of hours drive, you know. Most of it is now single track, so it does take a lot longer to get any distance whatsoever. We've been driving about 120 miles today, which is good going, but we should get there before sunset, hopefully. Oh my god, as we were driving along that road there, that special part of the road, somewhere between Tongue and Ullapool, right, we are on the rock trail, I think it's called. The Geopark, that's the technical term for it, right, the Geopark. Heather the guide, she played some amazing Scottish music and we were seeing that scenery, and you know what, it made me emotional. It was just incredible. Damn midges. Yeah. The midges are out and they're after me. That was truly special, honestly. This is our last stop of the night. We're at Ardvret Castle. We can see it in front of us, so we'll be able to take a couple of photos. I'd quite like to go in and do a bit of an investigation one day because apparently it's haunted by 2 separate ghosts. Anyway, let's go and take a couple of photos. Alright guys, we've arrived here in Ullapool at the end of today. It's been an epic, very long drive, but it was so worth it. It was so amazing, such a great day. I'm very tired now. We've just had something to eat in the town, but I'm going to crash out now and I'm going to catch up with you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Starting today's vlog in exactly the same spot as I ended it last night here in the town of Ullapool. I'm on my way right now to the supermarket to see if I can find any shorts, because today is going to be a record-breaking day of temperatures across the UK. Right here in Ullapool it's going to be 29 degrees from start to finish of the day, and it's like 18 degrees right now and it's 8 in the morning. So I'm going to the supermarket to see if I can find some shorts because I'm going to be too uncomfortable. Wow, those birds make a noise. And also for the rest of the day I'll be wearing sunglasses for the entirety of the vlog because I've picked up a nasty, disgusting eye infection when I was in Orkney. I don't know how I did that, but there you go. But today is the last day of the series. But before the series actually ends, this Orkney trip, of course we're not in Orkney anymore. On the way home today we've got a number of awesome sites we're stopping at today. And the Rabbie's guides, as always, will be keeping us right in all the cool things we'll be seeing. So looking forward to showing you some more awesome stuff on the road today. It's going to be very hot today, but those are some ominous, weird looking clouds. As if it's going to thunder and lightning. It has thundered and lightning the last couple of days, so hopefully that stays off. Alright, so sadly the only supermarket in town never had any shorts. And at this time in the morning I'm not going to find any, so it's going to be a sweltering hot day in Scotland. As I said, record breaking, 29 degrees all day. We'll just have to make the most of it. Enjoy the awesome weather. The sunglasses are going on for the rest of the day, so you won't have to look at my disgusting eye. All better. We are waiting on the Rabbie's bus coming to pick us up, and then we are off on an adventure back down towards Inverness and seeing some amazing sights that are around there. I'll tell you about that later on. I'm just like in awe of how warm it is this morning. Also, I said this in a previous vlog when I was here for the NC500 trip. I really like Ullapool. I like this town a lot. I think it's one of my favourite small towns in the Highlands. Morning. I've been here before and I do not like heights. Don't like heights. I really don't like heights. So being on top of a wobbly bridge and being scared of heights is something else. Oh my god, that is high. Never gets old, this view, look. Alright, I'm getting off of here. It's wobbly. Second time to visit this gorge and crossing that bridge, if you saw the and you know what, it's just as scary as the first time. It doesn't get any easier, but it's worth it because it is so beautiful. That gorge is unbelievable and it's very different from when I was here last. So the trees are a lot greener and there's a lot more water going down the waterfall as well. Absolutely stunning part of Scotland. So the Corrieshalloch Gorge, whether you're doing the NC500, whether you are on one of these Orkney trips with Rabbies, it is a must stop. I keep forgetting to put my sunglasses on so you don't see my rotten eye. It's a must stop on this route. Absolutely gorgeous piece of Scottish landscape this. To be honest, we've got so many places like this in Scotland and not enough of us from here get out to explore them, and I have been fortunate enough to see more and more of them thanks to Rabbies. So yeah, what a great experience this is. What a great couple of days it's been. Some of these places in Scotland do have difficult names to pronounce. Difficult even for me, I'm from Scotland. I only really found out how to pronounce it thanks to the guide. So this is Corrieshalloch, the Corrieshalloch Gorge. Bit of a mouthful that. So beautiful, this part of Scotland, wow. Stop after stop, these waterfalls are unbelievable. A lovely bridge up there. So pretty here. Standing right on top of the waterfall here. What a pretty spot. Wow. What an absolute amazing spot. Heading by Inverness, the Culloden Battlefield is a must-stop destination where you'll learn the harrowing tale of the Jacobites' last stand in 1745, an event that saw thousands of Highlanders lose their life, and consequently the Highland way of life was phased out and even outlawed. Now, I've been here lots of times to Culloden, and this is the first time that the cottage on the battlefield has been open to the public. That's amazing. Really, really glad to get in here and see this. They thought this was a field hospital for the British Redcoat Army during the Battle of Culloden. They would have brought a few of their injured soldiers in here to look after them. Fascinating living piece of history right here on the battlefield. And it's all recently been restored as well. So you must be planning to do something with it. I'm not sure what at the moment because it's bare, but that is very cool. I'm actually inside the cottage on the battlefield, which is one of the oldest buildings in this region. Right, so we're coming towards the end of this journey, right? And one of the awesome things about this place that we stopped at close to Inverness, Clava Cairns, which has appeared on the channel before. But what's awesome is it kind of ties together a lot of the theme they've been talking about on this trip, especially the Orkney Isles, right? Well, our trip's theme in Orkney was a lot about the Neolithic sites that they have there, the amazing Neolithic sites. And it's kind of ending on a similar note here at Clava Cairns. I've been here many times on the vlog before, but it's such a special place. It's worth visiting every time you pass here to get the different atmospheres depending on the light, depending on things like how busy it is as well. There's just something truly mystical and special about this place. But being here, having this in Scotland is just such a privilege and an honour to come and visit. And if you get a chance to do a tour with Rabbies to come and visit Clava Cairns, on whichever tour it is, I'll recommend you do it.
So the same as Maze How, you have got the passage, and again it would have been covered, and then winter solstice. The sun sets over there, it goes through the passage and it hits the back wall.
Just like in Orkney, Clava Cairn is a mysterious set of Neolithic structures put in place over 4,000 years ago. For what reason, we don't really know. So apparently this stone right here, this is where Diana Gabaldon took her shot. This one here, apparently you can hear a buzz when you go down low. You actually can. Well, I think it's the way the wind is filtered through the rocks. It definitely sounds like a buzzing, almost like bees buzzing, exactly like Outlander, but like I say, you can hear a voice echo down here as well. There's a kind of funneling of the air. You almost think that must create some kind of effect. I mean, I wonder if they use these stones to amplify their voices, because when I talk here, it's really loud. Maybe it was something like that, but who knows? There are so many theories about these kind of things. There's just something mysterious and magical about these places for sure. So that's me inside one of the main cairns here, the two cairns that you can actually walk through. It's just absolutely fascinating to be standing in here, kind of not knowing and wondering what it could have been. I would love to come here at the solstice and see the light coming through. That needs to happen. But for now, like, it's just one of these things you have to kind of wonder and use your imagination about what these people who lived here thousands of years ago, what they did. And why they put these stones here. Outlander fans absolutely love this place because Diana Gabaldon, the author, came here. She took photos over in that cracked stone as well, and it was her inspiration for Craigh Nadoon in Outlander, obviously. So there's loads of Outlander fans coming here now. It's going to become a very popular place, but it wasn't always that way. But it's good to see people come here and enjoying the space anyway. And Craigh Nadoon in Outlander is obviously supposed to be quite close to Inverness, so it makes sense that this Clava Cairns is the representation of that. Great place. We're going to hit the road now and head south back towards Edinburgh, but we've got a couple stops on the way. But this has just been an incredible last final big stop on our trip to kind of tie in with this Neolithic theme for this tour. And some of the amazing sites that we've got in Scotland that we have been visiting on this trip with Rabbies through the Orkney Isles, down the west coast of Scotland, and now here close to Inverness, Clava Cairns. Unknown magical history of these rocks here, put in place literally thousands of years ago. What was it? Why did they do this? Was it just burial? Simple burial? Or was there more to it? But the fact that these align perfectly with the solstice does suggest there is more to it than just a simple burial. But I guess that's one of the mysteries of these types of ancient ruins that we'll never know, we'll never find out really. Or maybe we will if we keep digging. But it's part of the mystery and part of the wonder of Scotland for sure. So make sure you guys come and check it out, whether you're on a tour with Rabbies or whatever. You need to do it. Come to Clava Cairns. Alright, final stop of the day. We could not end this amazing tour of Scotland up to Orkney, around the Highlands, down the west coast, and now back across the middle of Scotland. We could not end it without whiskey, right? So we're here at Dalwhinnie, which is there behind me. Famous distillery, the highest distillery in all of Scotland, and we are going to be having a sample of a few different whiskies, because why not? It's a good way to see out this trip, right? It also might put us to sleep for the rest of the drive home. It's just what makes up Scotland. It's a part of it. It's deeply ingrained, and you guys need to try it when you come here. Alright, so here's the idea. They've given us some chocolate from the Highland Chocolate Company, and they've matched the chocolate with the different whiskies they've given us. So basically the whiskey tasting is a match up between the whiskey and the chocolate. So it's a drink and a bite. That really cools it down a bit. Really good. On the way home to Edinburgh, I had time to reflect on what has been a most epic, brilliant 5-day tour of Orkney and Scotland's north coast. But it was just so much more than that, and I cannot recommend Rabbies highly enough as your guide around Scotland. For more information, please click on the link in the description below this video. Thank you for watching.